And we have returned for the last set of the official EGF2 page. I'm South Beach, that is user Intel, and we are bringing you Siena College versus Niagara University.
Ooh, we've had a lot of teams come and go throughout the weeks, and more importantly, from what we just last saw, especially with Connecticut, but now with these two last teams, we're at the end of our rope, and it's gonna be really close, especially standing wise. We can't really say one's higher than another. They're pretty average, I think, at least when it comes down to the tourney.
Yeah, I think Siena probably has an advantage over Niagara. Really not too familiar with these schools whatsoever. But let's see who right now they're doing the button checks as we speak. They're probably wrapping it up right now as I am talking about it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna bring in Bivers for I believe Bivers first for Siena College, who plays as Falco, and I'm not really quite sure what's the face Bashikupa from Quinnipiac Niagara plays as. So this will be an interesting revelation as we see it.
Definitely have to agree. Just getting that button check out. So when we get into that map, I think it's gonna be quite curious. We've seen a lot of interesting styles and changes when it comes to how these teams are traditionally trying to go up against. We got to see a bit of Incineroar from before, some Rosalina, even some Ness, which I think Ness is a character that should be played a little more similar to Bowser Jr. Just need a little bit more love.
There you go. A lot of people need to play those characters, but I think we might be seeing some of them. We never know. But I'm thinking Falco is going to make an appearance here. And I'm right, and it's Donkey Kong. How about that, Intel?
Yeah, it's Monkey O'Clock, and Donkey Kong works in a lot of beneficial ways. More importantly, does a lot of damage. Just a really kind of annoying character to go up against in close quarters combat. A lot of just, honestly, I could say a lot, but it's just damage. He has a lot of abilities to quickly win these close quarters combats that Falco doesn't.
Yep, and that up B once again is going to be that answer. Oh, taking to the ledge. Oh, he wanted the spike. Oh, but Falco's going to get the spike. Showing him how it's done. Maybe it's not quite a spike. It was a good down air nonetheless. But taking a lesson from the book of Smash and messed it up. What are you doing?
Friendly DC, homie DC, maybe it's a homie stock, as I'd like to say, coming close. Bosch is at least having a bit more control when it comes down to the fight in close quarters. I think Beavers is morely relying on just combos and trying to edge guard as much as possible, but it is really hard to go up against Bush.
My goodness. And Beaver's starting to pop off a little bit here against the big gorilla. And I mean, yeah, you're definitely right. Donkey Kong up close and personal is a nightmare to go up against. So Falco's gonna definitely look to try to get some range on him. Definitely the air game's gonna help. Even though Donkey Kong's air game is actually pretty solid, Falco's is just legendary compared to him. Like that back air! That back air.
No.
Wow.
That
was a quick match.
That was a quick match. I'll give you that. The Falco, Falco definitely works when it comes down to hitting those air combos. Was able to line them up fairly well, and I think it came down to the monkey not really knowing what to do. Was trying to go for a lot of claps down onto the ground, but more of smacking yourself in the face than truly anything. Beavers just looking absolutely clean, almost as if they're playing Melee.
Yeah, so I want to see what happened here. Yeah, just messed up. I guess something to do with a hitbox of Donkey Kong. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's just a little mess up, but a great clean finish. Maybe you would have had a 3 stock if that SD didn't happen, or
No.
I don't know. You're probably right.
You can't 3-stock the monkey. It's monkey o'clock, and well, I just think they've been a little bit more prepared. Though the Falco 100% is going to win out in most of those fights. The agility, the hit rate, it just works to a lot of degrees, so I'm not really too surprised to see that out. I think it's harder to play that Donkey Kong against a character who's so quick and, isn't floaty or flinging around.
No, I think you're absolutely right. As we go into our next set of bans here, Yoshi Town and PS2 have been the bans. It has been kind of a PS2-less day so far. We've seen it a few times, but that hasn't been the favorite stage. Kind of nice to see, different stages come out every once in a while.
Yeah, we get a lot of the same, so, at least you can look in the background and be like, oh, something new.
There you go. I like that. I like something new every day. I mean, we started off with, we're seeing a lot of Smashville, I think. I never see a lot of Smashville anytime, so this is kind of a treat seeing all these stages come to play. And I mean, there's a lot of people that love different stages. Kappa is the pick.
Fair enough,
Kappa.
fair enough.
Carlos. That's what he meant to say.
Palos, yeah, I was wondering what you were going off on. I was like, Kappa. I was trying to think. I was like, are you talking about like the character? Like maybe is that like a short name, a logo term that I didn't know for like, Donkey Kong or something like Kappa Kong?
Kappa Kong.
Did he? I don't know. I thought you just really lost it for a second, but I didn't want to pretend like I didn't know what was going on. So I was just like, yeah, trying to think about it immediately. Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah. Speaking a lot of Cap as usual, talking about Kappa, but it's all right. We knew what we meant. Everyone knew what he meant. I didn't, but now I do. But it's all good. That just shows how casual I am at Smash,
Fair enough to that sense. Though it is going to be quite interesting to see. I feel the Falco really doesn't have too much to do. There's a lot that works here, and it's just really hard for Donkey Kong to really get too much out of this. Though Bosch is looking to take the initiative when it comes to the damage, there's no real setup that comes out. It's more of just small slaps that happen.
Yep, and Bosch Koopa definitely has been getting a lot of damage on Bivers here with Donkey Kong, so it's definitely something you want to keep an eye out for sure. But Bivers able to capitalize and just find answers to get the stocks where they are needed. Oh boy.
Looking for the grab, wants to get them as high as possible. Donkey Kong very much is one of those more grappler characters, which is kind of interesting to go into Smash with, since, I don't really think grapplers are too good, and having to just play so carefully against Beavers, it is a dangerous game to go up against someone who can not only shoot you and get some damage in, but then sidesteps you when you try to slam.
That was a little dangerous shield move there. Oh, and Bosch Koopa used his recovery and was not able to get on stage, so Bivers takes that first stock once again.
It's not working into Bosch's favor. Though Donkey Kong has a considerable amount of damage, they're going for very obvious setups. They're looking to do things that I think are very obvious, and Beavers is very much looking to shut it down in any type of room. Already getting Bosch back up to 80%.
Indeed. Really, 96 now. But right back at Bivers for a 93. Relatively even in terms of percentages, but the stock numbers are a different story, especially now as Bivers once again gets a lead, a 3 stock lead so far over Bosch Koopa. This should do a stock there. Oh, unless, no, he can recover. I was hoping he would just throw him off the stage.
No,
or
Bivers just
use the rebound of the stage and then bounce out.
You have to spike when it's Donkey Kong. Bivers just have so much when it comes to this game, and playing Falco, look at that, even messes up initially, but then gets back. There's not much you can do besides just kill.
Yep, 97% already for Bosch Koopa. Has not been alive very long. Last stock. Oh my goodness, and they're just squaring off. Bosch Koopa does not try to go for the spike. This should... Ah, no! Oh! Nared him.
Not a 3-stock, so not too much you gotta
there
worry
you go.
about. And that was a good slam for the initial damage, but that's something you really don't want to hit when you're already so high. I think that's a bigger priority when you're very early into the game or looking to kill confirm.
Yep. Speaking of kill confirm, right here! Side air. And Bivers and Siena College gonna run away with 6 points to start the night out for them. And a great win from Bivers as Falco. And sorry, Monkey O'Clock has to end here for you, user intel.
You know, I'm very much a Monkey O'Clock type of person. It's always the time that I'm looking at. But I'll give credit where credit's due. The Falco works to an excellent degree, and it has so much control. There's not much you can do besides just, I think, play on a level that is physically impossible.
Here we go here. Just a great little Firebird. This was after that second stock from Bosch Koopa, just able to get him off. And then, yeah, Bivers just tried to dodge. It was, yeah, he definitely could have wall jumped right there. But, yeah, just dodged a little. Just did the wrong move, basically. But, doesn't really matter because he does this next here. And all of a sudden, we are moving on to round 2 with these next fighters that are yet to be announced.
Yep, just bring them in. Though I'm interested to see, as much as I love seeing the Donkey Kong, I don't really think Donkey Kong is that much of a strong character. I think if I were to put him on my tier list or so, Donkey Kong's very low, though I do play him because I think he's funny. So what other kind of ideas are they going to work with? I think, a team that has a player who works with something different may continuously run something different. I think that's something they may feel comfortable with.
There you go. And it looks like we're going to see who Siena is bringing in right now. And it's going to be Greed for Siena.
Greed. That's kind of interesting, yeah, because if I remember correctly, Grieve is a character that formerly used to know as Grev. So, that's a little bit more of history, especially with Crispy going in.
Yeah, Crispy's coming in for Niagara. Now, I'm actually unfamiliar with who both of these players main as. I'm quite sure.
How could you?
Who we're going to see. Sorry. That's just me. What can I do?
Know what's going on. Like, how could you? My hand's slapping around. Ow. That hurt a little, but don't worry about it. You gotta know what these players are running. The fine details is what matters to these setups, aside from, like, the smaller map ban choices.
Well, we'll look at it in the button check in time to detect their character choices once, during the button check, because while they're testing out the Wi-Fi and their connection, as far as these schools are apart from each other. But we'll see what happens here. I don't know. Oh, okay, King K. Rool and Sora. Interesting choice. Yeah. And yeah, let's see what happens here.
I think these characters are, well, this is the button check, so don't worry too much. These characters are by far extreme opposites when it comes to both playstyle and just mechanics in general. I don't really know how to put this into the best words, so I think more of you'll be able to see it as the game goes on, with just how much Sora is very floaty, has a lot of damage and combos, has really good recovery, while we can debatably say, Croc is just so much that you could do.
Yep. King K. Rool is the reason why I'm a DDD main.
How does that correlate?
Because my friend Drake is a King K. Rool main. Just destroys me every time. And I was a Cloud main and a Sonic main, and all he does is play the thick characters, and they just destroy me all the time. And I was like, okay, I need a thick character. Listen, so I chose King DDD, and I am undefeated now.
Fair enough. I just like, I don't know. K. Rool, I don't like the way he looks at me with his bug eyes, so I keep calling him Croc. Uh, just a little bit of disrespect. But I think Sora,
Great
this
story.
could be kind of interesting, especially going into the way these matchups work. I think it's very similar to what we just saw when it came to Falco versus Kong, though a lot less, because you could say that what is King K. Rool going to do? The only ranged attack you have is your hat, and Sora works in both close and long range, so it's a very uncomfortable type of tango you have to do, especially in that neutral.
This is definitely going to be a little matchup we'll be dying to see there. How will you be doing against that neutral? That is going to be the question here. First ban is Final Destination. Okay. Final Destination, the first ban. I thought we were going to get the next 3 picks, or the next 2 picks, excuse me. But that's okay.
Big frowny face.
Yeah.
Listen. I think Final Destination works so well against Sora, though that's a little bit of a bias because I think it has a lot of spike opportunity for King K. Rool, and I think that's not what Sora wants to go up against. Sora's very floaty, so Sora, it's going to be easy to hit that knockback, and then I think King K. Rool has a lot of setup opportunities for it, and as much that's more of predictions, I kind of have to look at this more objectively and as kind of like these players and who they are, and I think Sora's just going to work out a little bit better. I feel more bad for King K. Rool because it's going to be really easy to edge guard.
Absolutely. Still waiting for those next 2 picks, and it's going to be Smashville and Battlefield that have been banned. So I'm going to assume sounds like either Town and City, PS2 might be the pick.
PS2 is what we've just seen. It's a really nice map. I think everybody scrims it, so, well, scrim in a sense, just more practices on. So really, it would be my pick if I were to pick a map.
I have to agree. Both of those picks would be for me. I'm not quite sure either way. Town and City was the actual pick though, so definitely, pretty close. But yeah, that's a good pick so far. Definitely a lot of room for these characters to run around. And it looks like we're going to be jumping in just a second.
You led my heart. You brought up one map and then it's another. How could you do that?
I brought up
trusted
both
your.
maps.
Okay, fair enough. But I went with the first one that I heard, and I trusted you to be right with the first thing you said.
No, but I was right in a sense, and you just were wrong to pick whatever the other one, so it's okay. We're gonna be in this stage. Maybe we'll be to the next stage, but so far, King K. Rool from Greed is just laying it on him right now.
Yeah, just being able to hit. It's a lot of really big hitbox moves I think that are working to the best. Because Sora has a fairly small one, I would think, but when your hitboxes are huge, does it really matter? And the damage that you consistently make if the Sora is not onto the aggression, being able to do this, well, then you're gonna be able to win. So it's pretty even the way that both Greed and Crispy are going up against each other.
Good grab from Greed and just swipe Sora off app. Very, very good start for Greed here. And here comes Crispy trying to retaliate with a good answer. Just gets thrown down by Greed. Tries to go for the spike, and now he gets it. My goodness. Getting a little greedy there from Greed.
It's a little bit unnecessary. You don't have to be so rude about it. Especially with those slams. Now Crispy is at a major disadvantage. Isn't even getting too much room to be able to use the magic, whatever you really want to call it, because of Disney.
That is trademark here in Nintendo, so be careful.
It's the big worry that I have. So the problem comes down to the fact that Crispy has no room to be able to play. As much as I feel the utility of Sora has the advantage in all these types of fights, it seems Crispy's not being able to utilize them too well.
Absolutely. Especially, K. Rool being super heavy is going to kill him. And this is it right here.
That's a clean 3-stock.
Clean indeed. King K. Rule rules this match here, giving it 9-0 over Niagara University. And really, Sora got, what, 157 on them?
Roughly.
Something like that. But, you know, what can you say? It's K. Rule. It's hard to take down the big gargantuans.
Yep, there's a lot of things about King K. Rule that is very superior to Donkey Kong, but still fundamentally works very similar. King K. Rool has ranged attacks, he has a counter, is very defensive, so a lot of benefits to work with it. And you know, the big reason why I felt the Sora would have worked so well is because Sora has so much to it. You have your air combos, you have the little magic tools, you know, the thunder stuff, which can cancel out King K. Rool from flying, so you deny that ability to be able to come back. It's fairly even. Fairly good too.
Mm-hmm. Both characters have counters. None of them were used here, but you know, definitely have some cancel out moves there they could have used, and we just didn't see them from Sora. We saw them a lot from K. Rool though, which is great. Kalos, Battlefield, and Yoshi's Story have been banned, so now we're gonna get the pick from Niagara really soon. And I'm gonna say might be PS2 this time.
What makes you think it might be PS2, or is that just because because PS2 is one of those more popular maps, so it's pretty understandable.
And that is the one you picked before, and if you join me in writing with that, I'll ride with you this time. So if you're wrong,
Yeah, you know, I'll sit in a holy matrimony with you. You know, hold the hands. This is definitely something that I can feel, and I would agree. Yeah, I got you right there. You know, it is a very popular map. I don't really expect too much for people to come out of the ordinary. So,
it's PS2.
Yeah,
we got it. We did it.
Absolutely right. Look at that.
We did it. Congratulations.
You know, if it comes out with the same characters, I don't know how much that sword is going to be able to work. At this point, it's kind of like a play style that is working around it.
Mm-hmm. If it were me, I would play, you know who I would play. I would bring out the big penguin, you know, just bring a big heavy character, maybe even Bowser, maybe Donkey Kong. I don't know. Okay. This is not so this is not K. Rool or Sora.
This is Little Mac versus Piranha. What a randomized play that I've ever seen. Just because I don't know. Though Greed, I think, being onto Little Mac is a very nice pick. I think Little Mac is very strong, but that's if you're an aggressive player and you're working to just get these combos. Crispy is not, from what it looks to be.
Why do people still play as Little Mac?
Because you can't sidestep off the map in this version. It's a lot harder, you know, to die unless you're getting grabbed and thrown and, you know, edge guarded. So Greed's able to get a lot of damage in this really fast while Crispy is struggling to keep up. Though does have this utility, Little Mac is really good at breaking through.
Why do people still play as Little Mac? It just baffles me. It just baffles me. It is, you know, what can I say? What can I say? It's working for Greed. I'm not gonna lie. It's working for Greed, for sure. But for the life of me, I can't figure it out.
It's okay to be a hater, especially with your map picks. So, Crispy is finally getting the sense to be able to use their own attacks, but the big problem is it's very heavily reliant onto that utility of the spike ball. Greed is still gonna have this room. Though that works, that does put yourself into the benefit, but still, Greed is going to be able to come back from this. Greed is hitting more hits in.
Lil Mac definitely the hard hitter, especially right there. A great hit under the stage to get Crispy off. 1 and 2 stocks here between these two players. And man, I'm speechless.
Yeah, Crispy had a really nice opportunity to go for a spike or at least put that pressure in. But for someone who's spacing themselves out, they're not really doing anything to, you know, fill in that gap or help themselves. You know, the poison spray, lower some health, it benefits. Little Mac gets more of that damage to the KO the more they get hit. So you should be really looking to kill Little Mac as fast as possible, especially with the disadvantage that you're working with.
You could probably try to take Lil Mac to the air as Crispy tried to do. Okay, never mind. It's
Look
over.
at that.
Greed takes it.
And Greed would have fell off the map if that did not land. Alright, so that's a Little Mac special of sidestepping off the map, similar to the old Wii version, but that's why Little Mac is played, and that's how you take a quick 2-0 series.
Absolutely. I mean, what can you say? What can you say about this matchup here? It's not really something you don't see it anytime, really, unless you are just two mains and you're playing at a friend's house or something like that. That's the only time I know it. But hey, Greed will take it. Siena up 13-0 now over Niagara, going up in the ranks.
Gotta say, already setting up a pretty impressive start as well. They've been doing, I think, very well when it comes down to the aggression and the utility of a character. And in most of these spots, I've looked down on them. You know, I've been underestimating the ideas that they've been using, except for Greed on the Little Mac. I love Little Mac, and like, look at this. Skill. That's all it is. A side B, and you're out.
Mm-hmm. It takes a little more than a side B to always win, but hey, I mean, it works for Greed. It's gonna be a hit. Next up is Lex for Siena and Shelby for Niagara. And let me take a look to see who these fighters play as. Lex is a Fox player. Not quite sure who Shelby plays as. Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Don't worry, we'll get that opportunity. Get your minute of a second to look around and think about who's going to go on. I mean, I don't think we've been looking at the same characters for too long. I don't even have an idea to which I can theoretically run. I mean, maybe a Kirby might be shown. Maybe a King DDD.
I know there's a few of them that play Corrin. I think it's Gene XC as Corrin and then Opal Astra as Corrin as well. But yeah, we just saw Crispy with Piranha Plants and Sora. Not quite working out well, but either way, you know, we'll see. We'll just see who Shelby comes in with. And there's some characters we haven't seen. We haven't seen a Pyramithra yet, and I think Pyramithra is kind of one of the new, better characters in the game that have really started to come up to the scene. I'm thinking top 10 at this point, just how I've seen all these players use Pyramithra, but who knows? I don't know if we'll see him.
You know, honestly, I definitely agree. I can't say that, you know, I look at Pyra and Mithra and I think they're like kind of a low tier. I think, especially in the good hands, they're very high. You know, I think they work kind of in that in-between. If you know how to juggle and use them, it can work to such amazing fashions.
Mm-hmm. For sure. You got a good 1-2 punch with those two characters. I mean, it's just great to see. It's always just great to see it. We haven't seen him yet, but we might see him in this matchup. I'm not quite sure. It might be another matchup, or, you know, we might have to wait until the next split happens, or we can watch him on the other streams, such as, such as Official EGF1 or EGF SSBU. I bet they have some Pyramithra characters, am I right?
Fair enough. It does look like we'll quite possibly have a button check before anything, which the button checks aren't really going to be too much of an issue. I kind of like them at times. I think they're really nice to be able to get a sense of what these characters are going to run before what these players are going to run before anything. And, instead of just immediately walking in and then we get spooked because there's a Little Mac and there's a Piranha Plant going head-to-head against each other, which is not a phrase I think anybody would think about.
Mm-hmm. It's not really a matchup anybody would expect to see either. I really did not expect to see any of these guys here. And it looks like we are gonna indeed get that button check coming up here soon. But yeah, it's gonna be a great sense to see how these two fighters operate, especially in the Wi-Fi. And once again, it's gonna be Lex, it's gonna be Shelby. Stage is gonna be Battlefield. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but here are the characters: Fox, and I believe Lex is Fox. I believe that Shelby is Palutena.
I wow. Okay, I really like Palutena. I don't really think she's a high tier character. I've always felt she was more of that mid to low tier, and especially against a Fox, which you could debatably say is still mid tier or kind of high. You know, even if my producer wants to call me out because my opinions may be wrong.
Well, I have to disagree as well. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I just don't think there's so. Listen,
Palutena is amazing.
Listen, I don't like Palutena. I just never felt that she was that good of a character. You know, I want you to explain why I'm wrong. And I'll give you that sentiment. So when Fox rolls Palutena, you'll feel. You know.
I mean, you go up against a Palutena, like,
No.
honestly, yeah. Go up against Palutena. Go up against Shelby. Shelby will destroy you as Palutena, because honestly, S tier. Palutena's S tier, basically, I think.
Okay.
If
Palutena
not
may.
A.
Okay, for a couple of years, yes, Palutena was really good in the competitive scene and by far was like top.
Still is.
Okay, debatably speaking. Okay, but against Fox, against Lax, what are you going to be able to do? Look at this immediate combo that this Palutena is going to be able to, like, okay, never mind.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what am I seeing again? I didn't think
Yes.
so. Well,
It's the
diving into
play-by-play,
this.
not even know what's going on.
Yeah, well, diving into this here, it is actually, in terms of the damage percentage right here, looks like Lax is starting to pop off a little bit, but here comes Palutena with some projectiles, immediately switching back to Fox. And I will say, you do kind of make a good point going up against Fox. Fox has a really good range of kicks and aerial moves and all that. Definitely has the better reflector than Falco. It lasts longer and can do that as well. Definitely also really fast. Has a lot of things working.
You know, it's just what you're going to be looking at. And the Shelby immediately is not going to be having that stock at the disadvantage. Though having some good CC in range, on a map like Battlefield, this is where Fox shines. No matter where you are, you're already set up in a nice spot to immediately get crushed in.
Yep, 71-113. Lax is showing no signs of slowing down right here, waiting for another stock already. And he's ready for that stock, and there it is!
And
Just
there's
a
your
nice
top tier.
upkick.
There's your top tier character right there, having so much of a hit stun that it's not really benefiting. And look at Lax being able to immediately get back onto the stage at 105.
Definitely playing the survival game really well. And Shelby trying to play from behind with one stock remaining, and Lax just really giving it to Shelby right now.
It's all about the control. The fact that Lax has been moving forward, and Shelby really doesn't know. I am guessing is trying to get a feel of how this is going. Able to get that grab, which is nice to kind of clean up the stock, but still at a big disadvantage. It's the speed at which Lax is playing that is being the issue.
Yeah, Fox is super quick. Definitely hard to keep up with. And also doing a scissor kick like that, also ending the game. It's hard to keep pace with Fox.
Huh?
I know familiar that Sonic is up to fast. Listen, Palutena is a top tier character.
Top tier character? Top tier character just got rolled.
Yes. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Still a top tier character. Just because you lose some, not every Tina player is gonna win. But here's the thing, still, this is EGF. You go up against different players and different results happen. And it just happens. Lax got this first match.
Yeah, but look at the punishment when it comes down to just the cooldown and frame rate that Shelby is using the Palutena. There is such a delay when being able to use your own utility as Palutena that once you get punished on it against a character like Fox, it's immediately just over, as we've just seen Lax be able to do continuously.
Yeah, it just looks like here Lax is definitely really popping off here, just with the speed, with the air combos as well. You know, a lot of people don't play as Fox these days, but Fox is still very, very solid, and is also a top tier character, in my opinion. But it looks like Lilat's Smash and Town have been banned. We're gonna see the pick from Niagara in just a sec.
You know? Well, you can have your wrong opinions, as I'd like to say. Because so far I've yet to be wrong within the statements and the opinions. No, the facts that I've been spitting. Let me pop the collar, because I'm pretty cool right now. I'm spitting facts, South Beach. All right?
Is it monkey o'clock for you now, since you're spending all these facts?
I'd like to think so, though the monkeys haven't been working as well as I've been hoping, so. So, I'll unpop it. You're right on that fact.
There you go. There you go. It's all right. We go back and forth is why we have casters these days, just to talk about other stuff. It looks like we're gonna go ahead and just take a brief break here, just get a few stuff fixed here. So stick around. We will be right back very, very shortly. And we are back, and we're already just starting, and it looks like we have a character switch for Shelby, going with Byleth instead. So the Palutena, despite still being a top tier character, let's get that out of the way. Let's see if Byleth can switch it up.
Yeah. What's next? You're gonna tell me that Byleth is now a high tier character just because we're seeing it being played? Look at this. Shelby is now trying to mirror on when it comes down to the Fox, and it's understandable because Fox is this may not be melee, but still debatably a very good character.
No, I do agree. Fox is a good character. He was like my first main in Brawl, and he's one of the starters in Smash, and whenever I pick the first 8, I always go with Fox first. So Fox has a very special place in my heart. So, and right now he's definitely popping off here.
Yeah, look at this. Bailiff having a lot of issues. Though Bailiff does have a lot more range in comparison to Fox, I think it's very much the speed. That's what makes Fox so good in games like this. And especially the frame rate is much better in that favor, where you're going to be able to hit one side and then immediately combo into it.
For sure. right now 95, 119 in terms of damage percentage. I'm not sure what Violet is trying to do there, but able to barely survive the edge guard from Fox and just get speared. And now it's 2 stocks apiece.
Just being a little bit more even. However, Lax is struggling to be able to get these hits in. It is very long charge up time, especially kind of the small frame rate. Well, the attacks that have faster rates are a lot more thinner, so it's easier for Shelby to be able to counter through, and it seems to just be in their favor.
No arguments here, and here comes a grade up attack from Violet. Good dodge, trying to keep Fox, give the pressure to Fox, but Fox able to just get the kick out, and oh no, you can't recover. You can't recover from that. Kind of hard to do. Lax as Fox, Shelby as Violet. Those switched up real quick here, but really, so far back and forth we go. Fox really picking up the pace. That speed is really a big factor for Fox.
I have to agree. You make a very great point, and especially going for the Bailiff. Being at 93, it takes 1 up smash, I do believe, for an immediate strike down. As much as Crisis wants to be able to play at a range, well, Shelby has their own gun, so it does damage, and I don't think that's what Lax really wants to be going up against.
And just to be clear, Lax is actually Fox and Shelby is Violet, just for those that might be confused here, but we did see the last match. Expect everyone to understand it. But yeah, totally going back and forth. Ooh, careful there. Almost got the club hit from Violet. Violet really trying to stay in, and really a lot better performance than the last game.
Here I thought that we were watching the most confusing reversal of character switches. It seems that Lax is just pretty well looking good, but
sheesh!
That's the range that Violet works better on.
Oh,
and that's the up smash that Fox works better on.
My goodness, that was a quick, what do you call it when someone spawns? A quick spawn kill, I would say. Maybe not quite a spawn kill. Lax takes this game over Niagara, increasing the lead to, I believe, 17-0 over Niagara.
Yeah, but you gotta use your fingers. I know you gotta struggle counting, man.
You get one of the calculators here.
Oh no, you're getting the TI-80.
I think so. You might be right.
All right, well,
TI-84 plus CE.
I need you to do some calculus for me. At what is the radius to where Bailiff is able to hit these shots? Because at times they just feel absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely. The radius, as I'm putting it in the calculator right now, is none of our business because, absolutely a great performance, a great switch off here. For the character switch definitely worked a little bit, I would say. But at the end of the day, Lax with Fox, just a different story. Just a different story.
Very, very fair point. He's got it out. Man's ready to go back into college.
I'm not even in school anymore, and
we're in the collegiate scene. You gotta have it ready in case somebody is missing their test. You gotta borrow. You can't borrow a calculator in some places. Either way,
study for finals.
They've been looking good. I think it's just been more of understanding the characters and how they're using it to be pushing forward.
And coming up next, we have, for our next set of fighters, Siena College is going to bring in Matt. And Matt plays 3 characters. He's got Rob, he's got Chrom, and he's got Luigi. And Red Saw is next for Niagara. He has Bowser under his belt.
So you're saying there's a possibility of Bowser versus Luigi?
No. It looks like Bowser's kidnapping Daisy this time.
I mean, that was a game. Well, okay, wait. No, I'm wrong. I was thinking of the one where, it wasn't even in, Mario Kingdom. It was in, the Sahara Desert or something. Yeah, so I don't even know what I'm on, even though I've been right all day. I've been pretty correct.
Is this
As
an
we've
old
been...
game or something? I'm a I'm
South
a
Beach.
I'm a Gen Zer, so I'm
S-
missing out.
You're older than me, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal my age because I'm embarrassed by it. But
Okay? Well, I'll let
I'm
you know.
20. Fine, I'm 23.
You're 23. I'm 19, and I know this. And maybe the collegiate scene. Maybe you need to drop down a tier, especially because you think Bayonetta is good. So I don't think you're really working in the
When did I
right
say that?
mindset.
I
Oh,
thought
not Bayonetta. Sorry, Palutena.
Palatina. Okay.
Mm.
Why
So
did not know this?
I love it when you
Our,
react to just talking and nobody knows. You sound crazy.
yeah, yeah. So our producer just noted. Shout out to Aeon that
Yeah.
the villain from that game is an alien, and yeah, it's a Mario game.
It is a
What
Mario
else?
game.
It's so weird.
Wait, well, what else? I want you to know that we're going straight over to town. That's something.
Yeah, after this button check, gotta remember those button checks. Very very important that our esport players do those button checks. Make sure that the controllers are working, and it's actually going to be a Rob and Bowser. So unfortunately, Bowser's not gonna go to Daisy. He's gonna
Yeah.
stick
Rob
with
always
it.
felt like one of those very conspicuous, if that's the right word you're supposed to use, characters get added into Smash.
Yeah, I can see that. And yeah, great button check we're seeing here from Knight. Oh,
I think
finally, here we go.
I think Rob is going to be one of those characters that works pretty well against Bowser. I don't know how well it goes into being able to recover and against Bowser's own consistent heavy damage that is there, but I feel that no matter what, Rob can kind of deal it back, especially that beam that charges up over time. I think it can be a very great moment or a really great ability to just stop Bowser from being able to get back on the stage or getting in that final shot.
Yep, and now the suicides are coming in. And that is the universal signal of that these fighters are ready to fight. And we're gonna get right into it now. The stage is Town and City. The fighters are Bowser and Rob. And this is going to be, I believe, match number 4. This night has been breezing by quick. Looking like Siena already has this wrapped up under the bag, technically, because the highest you can score with 2 games left is 16 points, 8 and 8, and that's just if you 3-stock back to back to back to back, and it's not looking like that's going to be the case for Niagara.
I wish our producer could Photoshop my eyebrows much higher, as we wait, just for a little bit more of an entertainment. But with Matt and Red Saw looking to do as much as they can, Rob has so much more utility just against this Bowser.
And here comes Spin Tops. Remember Tops? Those were fun toys, honestly.
Well, I had a teacher who was Jewish, so I'm more into Hanukkah, and that's what Bowser works best. Look at that. Oh, you poor soul.
I gotta stop laughing. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That was fine. By the way, those are called dreidels.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks like Matt's not really here to play. Isn't even using those beams to take out the damage, which is quite interesting. Normally you could just throw it out, maybe zone for a little bit. However, it just seems Matt's looking for the kills.
Looking like he's just toying with Bowser right now. We all saw that miss, but fortunate to get the anyway, back to the match here. Looks like Matt is really popping, but here's Red Saw with a nice little switch off here. Now a little spin action from Matt.
It's more of an uncomfortable sense where Matt is at high enough of a status to where Red Sol can just side B and immediately kill. It's just that strong. So Red Sol is at least looking for it. But that's
with
what
the
I'm talking
beam.
about.
The beam fully charged works wonders for Rob, especially right there. I honestly don't think I've ever seen that perfectly land with somebody. I know going up against a Rob player, and I know I'm a casual, but like when I go up against Rob and they try to shoot me off stage with that beam, it never works. But it worked with Matt, so that tells you he's a pro. He's a pro.
That's a great idea. Though Red Sol able to finally be able to get that stock, I don't know how much that is going to help. I do believe a grab and a good up smash is by far what's going to be able to take Red Sol out. The Bowser just does not have much to break through the Rob.
Absolutely not. And tries to go for that beam again. Hit by the down air from Bowser. Trying to keep that distance. Rob's pretty good at zoning himself, if I do say so. And it's the spinny move. And Rob takes it. Matt, really, no one from Niagara has won yet, and it's because of players like Matt on Siena College.
They just know what they're doing, and they're working to a really good pace about it. I think the utility and the way that they are playing their characters, Niagara really aren't utilizing the full kit of each character that they're playing, and it's causing them to not really be able to keep up nor consistently take these sucks. Also, just that very sad moment where Red Sol couldn't
You
get
had to show it.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the moments where you understand your character perfectly to know what, like, oh, there's no like gravity to it. It's not like Minecraft Steve's magma block.
You know, you gotta really know what you're using here. But so far, yeah, just a great showing from Rob, from Matt. Just the utilization of Rob's movesets over Bowser, because Bowser is a pretty good character to go up, or, you know, I fear going up against Bowser a lot just because he's got super heavy and he has picked up the speed ever since Brawl came out, because he has been slow, but he's been moving now, and he's just a great character to play as. The stages that have been banned are Lilac Yoshi's and Battlefield. The stage we're going to is PS2.
Ooh, PS2. One of those things that we've just always seen, something we'll always compliment and give little kisses to in the air. But we'll have to see. Will Red Sol finally will figure out a good way of adaptation going up against Rob, or well, will they fall down?
You gotta watch out for those laser beams and tops that Matt will throw at you, and there is that first charged beam. There's the top. Gotta watch out for those objects that Rob throws at you, because he's got a lot of answers for you. But so far, and it so far has been Matt's game so far.
Really has. Just the being able to throw out your little dreidel, as I'm going to continue to call it because it's funny to me now, as well as just having a much longer reach. It seems Red Sol isn't really able to use the damage that they want to, especially because that recovery is good, so there isn't much of a zone that you can do.
It is Hanukkah.
Oh!
So, oh my goodness. And a happy Hanukkah to Matt right.
It's what's called about hitbox abusing. If you're able to do that, you continue to do that. Now Red Sol is at such an advantage, well, it's going to be harder for Matt to break through without immediately taking the stock.
Gotta be careful here, because, you know, Bowser has been on a pretty good streak here. Plus, even though Bowser's at 161, he's at full rage. Full rage is very dangerous, especially if you know how to play as Bowser. And here he comes, trying to get some more damage. Missed the laser, missed the spike, but gets the grab, takes it to the house.
Being a heavy character has those benefits of being able to live for just that long, especially with Bowser's own angry system. It just hurts to not see get that damage in, so you're not really able to do too much. Though luckily, at least Red Sol is coming back in, getting that damage, and then once again, same move.
the ledge guarding has been effective for Red Saw at this stage. So Matt's got a lot of work that needs to be done, and he's getting it started here, trying to get that spike. Still can't land it. Now just trying to go a little bit flipping field here as Red Saw gets 33 on Matt. Make that 50.
The way Red Saw has just changed up their own style is absolutely beautiful. It took the time from the first round to analyze and now knows what, well, Matt's gonna do. And will this be another set to where Matt can't even get back on the stage? It seems not.
Sure. This will be, if Red Sox can win this game here, this will be the first set that Niagara has won tonight, if that was the case. And immediately Matt just makes Red Sox pay. He's taken up into the air. Thank goodness.
It's still much of a problem, just because Matt's able to continuously bring in this damage, though doesn't get the spike that they wanted, is absolutely guarding this edge.
Now it looks like Matt's getting that control back. Already, oh, here comes Red Saw. Here comes Bowser trying to make something happen. Keeping Matt off the edge. Can he survive? Oh my goodness. Avoiding the supercharged beam. That was impressive.
This is a small game of footsies. However, it's almost...
Good dodge. It's gonna be coming down to this last hit.
It's so anxiety-inducing. Don't want to be the caster who curses it, but it seems that being on the edge...
Oh.
Wait, can Matt...
Oh, that's your opening. Oh, boy. Someone hit somebody. This is very close.
They are both at such high percentages, and it seems just grab. All you need to do is grab.
Oh, this is the beam, and it's taking it. Holy cow.
Totally forgot to do our jobs for a second. That was a very intense moment between Red Saw and Bowser. I think in the end it just came down to who was able to get that last hit. Unfortunately, Bowser just kind of choked at that end. Was doing very good, I think, in leading that series. I'm more impressed that, you know, they were able to, the Rob was able to calm down, take a second, and then immediately start getting things back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, as you said, Bowser was in control of most of that match. Ledge guarding very, very well. Had those two stocks on ledge. And then Matt was just able to figure out a way to get back into this game, trying to play survival mode, everything like that. I mean, it came down to the very, like, I think both players were at over 150. We'll have to take a look at that. Because, I mean, here it is back here. This was just a lot of damage dished on Red Saw. Okay. Yeah, okay, so 134 for Matt, but it was very, very close.
I definitely agree, but I've got to say, at least in my time casting here, 23-0, that is not something that I think is very easy to do.
Absolutely. It was very, very close. Niagara almost got their first set win, but it was not meant to be. And to finish off the night, speaking of which, Knight is going to be coming in for Siena and Crisis for Niagara to finish off a great, great night of Smash on official EGF2. Crisis is going to be probably rocking the Min character. And then Knight is, who's also the captain, I believe, is either going to be Shulk or Pyramethra, one of the Xenoblade players.
Ooh, it's going to be I think a very interesting last match that we're going to be seeing come out of here, especially if we see a possible Xenoblade character. I think Shulk is a very funny character to play, and I think Shulk, debatably, mid-tier.
Sure.
Because you know I'm right. When have I ever been wrong?
I have not played as Shulk a lot, and I also haven't gone up against a Shulk player a lot. I haven't looked at a lot of Shulk. I just don't quite understand him that much. I think he can be, depending. The thing is, here's like my honest opinion about Smash. Depending on the player you are, whatever character you choose, it's up to you to make that character great. So you could be the high tier character of Palutena or Pyramithra or Lucina, whoever you say, or you could be a Lil Mac character. You could be that. If you are just putting in the work with that character can be high tier if you believe in it. I mean, our producer Aeon is pretty much the best Little Mac player in Boston and New England, formerly. But I mean, hey, if he chose to, he would be able to destroy me as Lil Mac, no questions asked.
I mean, you know, it has to be formally when I had to take the title. Don't check your sources. It does seem, though, we are going to be seeing Splatoon versus Shulk, and I always love the Shulk matchup because Shulk is all about seeing if you're going to be able to use your own abilities at the correct moment. Each one has its own timer, and it very much is a fight to see how you're going to be able to use them. Do you use that jump because you're about to get hit off, or do you speed so you can move around a lot faster, defensive because you're at high damage? Inkling is very similar to that idea of just resource management, picking what you're going to do at a specific point, especially since you only have a limited amount of ink.
Mm-hmm, for sure, and you're going to need to recharge that ink, even though Inkling, I think, can do that pretty quickly. I don't really see a lot of Inklings in tournaments, do you?
I don't. I think Inkling is a very weak character. This is the first time I'm going to say weak today, besides from Palutena. I think Inkling just doesn't have too much when it comes down to utility, and, well, your ink is also the best. You need your ink full if you want to be able to have a good recovery, or else you just lose out on it.
For sure. So the best possible case probably is to just stay on stage so you don't recovery and use your ink other ways, but you know, you just got to control that stage. And so far, Knight has been controlling the stage as he only is sitting with 14%, giving Crisis 95. Hey, no, okay, there's a damage percentage change right there. And if you guys couldn't tell, got a note.
Yeah, see?
What were you saying about recovery from Inkling?
It just does not work well when you don't have a lot of ink. Crisis is now being able to play the game and finding some control over. Fun fact, Inkling does more damage the more ink it goes onto a character, but I'm pretty sure you already knew that, South Beach.
I did. It definitely also makes sense too, because why else would you soak your opponent in ink? But yeah, so far, it does. And back and forth we go. Looks like Knight is bringing out the speed, but here comes Crisis. Oh, little counter move right there. Crisis is able to really dish out a lot of damage on Knight. Now it's just got to find that opportunity to kill, and needs to charge that up. Finally gets to do so. There's a little grenade. It's like you're playing in Halo, trying to throw a grenade to start a fight, and then you go for the kill. But yeah, there you go. Knight's pushing out Crisis and can't do it. Can't do it.
It's only so far you can go to. Even that little bit of ink gone means so much in the world. I think Knight has been doing an amazing job of just keeping up this speed, forcing Crisis to use that ink, or, well, not really giving them a chance to use it at all. It's a little bit of a both, and the Buster/Smash is just working to its degrees.
For sure, it's definitely looking like trying to use one of those.
What did we say from before? It's about abusing those hitboxes, and that's the biggest abuse I've ever seen.
Yep, I was gonna say it was a lot of using your opponent's weakness against themselves instead of actual talent, which Knight did very well, but that very last stock right there, that was definitely a lot of good talent from Knight, as we saw. 26-0 for Siena. Definitely running away with this if you guys didn't think they were going to run away with this in the previous 3 matches.
It was absolutely clean coming out from Knight, just being able to inflate that score too. I just feel Crisis is not able to kind of keep up against the Shulk of Knight, being able to just consistently hit this damage, using the long ranges to break through these hitboxes and through the stage, especially adding on the fact that Smash does more damage, Buster makes it so that you go a lot farther. What are you supposed to do against that?
Exactly. Just pray, basically. See if you can survive. Which, doesn't really work if you're going up against Shulk and Smash. You gotta try to fight. But the final bans we got are all the tri-platforms here. So that's gonna be Battlefield, Yoshi's, and Town and City, I believe. I guess you can also count Lilac because that's got 3 platforms. Plus it sucks. So we're gonna go to PS2 to finish off the night.
We'll have to see. Will this be the first win, bringing it to a 3? Well, Crisis being onto the Piranha Plant is not too much better.
I mean, I think Piranha Plant does hit more. That has better hit power than Inkling for sure. Better recovery also. I think Piranha Plant has really, really good recovery, but from what we're seeing from Crisis is just playing a little too scared, a little too careful, and what happened there?
It's just looking not to get Edgeguard. Unfortunately, though, that was a close call, more than Knight almost making an even closer call, but still, Crisis has not gotten a hit in.
Yep, this is just basically almost the equivalent of watching a button check right now. It's just a button check with hitting, just a little bit of hitting each other right now. Knight is just fully in control, and yet when you have a good recovery like that, how do you mess up?
You just hold down for a little too long, you underestimate how far you can go, and you punish yourself. Now it's almost as if you're back on 3 stocks, just at the percentage-wise, and Crisis is at least being able to throw in a couple more hits, but it's still not really optimizing them, not really getting as much damage as you truly can.
And now just a little more careful play here from Crisis. Knight just protecting the ledge. Now, okay, here comes a good throw from Crisis, able to get back on stage with ease. That great up B coming into play here. All right, and here comes some smash attacks. We need to see from Piranha Plant. There you go. Shulk able to get behind, throw him off stage. There's the edge guard once again. Not able to break shield or anything like that, but able to keep pressure nonetheless.
Still very dangerous. At least Crisis is starting to find set. I don't want to watch this anymore. That's not even Crisis's fault. I don't know what to say about that. It was just so unlucky.
It was. I feel bad. I feel bad right now. I'm gonna be nice about it. I'm gonna be nice about it.
You're caught off guard. But look at that.
Okay. There we go.
Wait, Crisis jumped off.
Okay. I think he just wanted a little nice revenge.
I think Crisis just wanted a stock and I guess gave up. Okay. I mean, sad face, but I guess so.
I mean, it was a great stock, I thought. I thought that was a great stock at the very end. So, I mean, okay, well.
I don't know. I'm not into, just throwing away. I think you play no matter what, but you got the stock, smile face.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe the connection is a little bad or something like that, but I don't know. It was a great stock, little teabag, and then just jump off the edge. What a way to finish the night. Siena 30, Niagara 0. The great matchup right here. GGs are going all around though. But yeah, so I think we will we're gonna finish off the night real quick to get an interview with Siena College. So we'll be right back, and stick around. And we are back, and we are joined here by Knight with Siena College. Knight, great win today. And so first question is, you guys pretty much wiped the floor with Niagara. How does it feel to like get a win as commanding like that, not dropping a set?
You know, it felt pretty good. I had confidence in all my guys. We were pretty confident going into this. We felt like we were gonna win this, and I'm proud of all of them. They all did great. We even had some subs in there that never played before. I had full confidence in them. They played amazing.
Nice.
That's pretty fair. And you know, I'm a little interested in kind of the idea. As much as I've been watching the collegiate scene, I'm more curious. Do you guys get trusted from each other by like being really friends, or you just see that, oh, yep, they're a really good player. That's it. They know how to play the game. That's whatever. Or is it like you guys really understand each other kind of to a deeper level? So you just blind trust.
I feel like it's a little bit of both. We all know each other here. We're all friends, I would say, and we all know none of us are bad. We don't think any of us are bad. We all have good. We see the potential in all of us. We all have like, we all believe that we can all like just like win this whole entire thing.
Absolutely. And you guys have been having a pretty solid season here, and now you guys are gonna enjoy the winter break and get ready for the next half of the season here. Is there like any plans to practice during the break just to keep you guys focused, keep you guys energized and fresh, or is it just more, just take it easy, everyone enjoy the holidays and all that stuff?
Yeah, some of us keep in touch and we do play games every once in a while. We probably last time during the break we did have like a weekly practice. You didn't have to show up, but if you wanted to show up, or if you just like we're all buddies here, so if somebody wanted to play, just DM each other and just be like, hey, want to play? And we all just play. It doesn't even have to be Smash Brothers either. If we want to play something else and just like relax, take a break from the game, we also could do that and have done that before.
Fair enough. And so, at least for me, when it comes down to the final question, I'm more curious. Obviously, Nintendo is not always great when it comes down to the network, and some of you played a lot of characters who very much rely on inputs. So, when dealing with a small bit of delay, even if it's a frame or two, what's the best way that you feel is to play your character to the best that you can?
That's sure a really hard question. Like for me, I do play a character that is not very good in lag, and somehow I managed to do it pretty decently well. I think the best thing that you have to keep in mind is just that you can't do certain things online that you can't do offline, and you have to be mindful of that. Like it's hard to react, it's harder to space, and you have to just keep that always in mind when you're playing. And just like try to work around it. If not, some people do have like a character switch that they can do if they really felt like the lag is that bad.
Absolutely. And just to wrap things up here, do you have any final shout out before we get out of here?
Just a shout out to all my team. Yeah, just y'all did great. And gotta give that shout out to Santana. She's great.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Knight, for being here with us, and all you guys have a fun winter break.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
All right. And that concludes the stream here tonight, but be sure to check out official EGF and EGF SSBU. I believe they have one more match before they wrap up, so check them out. Big shout out to our producer Aeon, giving us great quality streams and giving us facts for Smash Bros that we didn't even know, so making our jobs easier. Make sure to follow EGF on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, everything. LinkedIn, if you have LinkedIn, follow them there. And I'm South Beach. That's User Intel. User, you have any final words?
Just gotta say, if you enjoyed what you saw, especially from our, weird rambos, you can definitely follow us on Twitter. We make sure to update you anytime we cast in here, so we'll keep you up to date if you don't feel like following the official sources.
Excellent. Thank you guys for watching.